Hello guys, so here we are, the last week. Somebody commented yesterday that it feels a bit like, you know, a big TV series, and now this is like the fifth season. Well, it's in fact the eighth. It's the 8th week the car has been here. Yes, that was a time when I was in China. At that time we didn't have as much progress, but yeah, the work has definitely flown into this car. Crazy. But now all of you could follow it, and this is how crazy big projects happen. Competition cars, demo cars, and this car is not any different. Well, you could see it's actually, no, it's different. We haven't built a car to this level, to this style. So what happened today, why I'm standing here? So Eddie was focusing on the racks because they will go in tomorrow. You can see we kept the protection on the plexis over there where they will be on display, just so we don't scratch them. Until we fit the amps, then we can peel it off. We have addressable LEDs over there, which only needs 3 pin, positive, negative, and the data. And he made nice little connectors behind the rack. We also blacked out these areas where we could spot the wood, but we just fitted gaffer tape on it all the way to the time it's in the car. It's gonna be dark and even, no sign of wood or anything, and the amps will hide these corners anyway, so you won't see any of that. So they are ready to go. What's happening here? By the end of the day, I moved a small little bench here so I can work close to the boot. Almost. The wiring is almost done. So these side speaker cables are terminated. That's the thing. Everything has to be ferrule, heat shrink, labeled, taking pictures because we have to document it. And of course we have to show it later. And like little things, you know, this is what takes time, that all of them, I can't even do it with one hand, but all of them are the same length, the same distance from the ferrule to that heat shrink, the same distance heat shrink. Labels are at the same level. So when they are next to each other, well, in this case, not really, because the amplifiers are spaced away, but if anything, just for a picture, then it looks tidy. So there's the front sub. That's all also been done, ready for action. Oh, sorry, that's actually the mid, but within these 4 cables we have the front sub. That's the thickest. Yeah, that's the front sub. That's also ready. And then the rest. So the front field speakers came in as well. They were terminated, as well as the rear shelf speakers running there. And now we have a little board over there. That's where we knew that we would need space for those crossovers. We almost forgot them, and we were like, oh, actually, yeah, that's how we planned it. At the front we didn't use the crossovers, we used caps, but here at the shelf, then I was like, you know what, it's easy to wire up here, so we put them in over there. They will be behind the amp rack. So that's done. Rear subs terminated. All the rest that was left over, the links for the negative distros, power for the LED controllers, as well as the DSP over there. Yeah, I thought that it would be nice that actually if Audiotech Fisher had a bit of signage on this plug, because when you work on it, sometimes you can get frustrated. Yes, some people get used to it and they know that this plug is upside down, and you always start with positive, negative, remote in and out. That's very obvious. But just, you know, if this was kind of like edged or engraved into the plastic on the top, that would be nice. So just put a label on it. We will pull it off at the end. Same way, everything has to be ferruled. Ferrules had to be cut short because in this plug you don't have much depth, so you don't want copper hanging out. So that's done, as well as the RCA coming from the head unit, remote controller, everything is there ready. and they will come up like that. And we had to modify that panel a little bit. You can see those two little notches. That's where those cables will come up. On one side we will have the control cable and the power for the DSP. On the other side we will have the RCA coming up. So yeah, like tomorrow this will be one of the first things that needs to be done, because once that's trimmed, and then all this what we have down here is going to be covered. But yeah, we will still have access to this. But even here it took so much time faffing. I really had to play with the millimeters because there's not much room. Like this cable will have to be pushed away when I put the legs of the DSP mount in, because that's all the space we have there. But that's how we planned it. There was no more room to play with. There's just zero chance for anything. Even here, when the trim panel is going to come in and we have a leg for that panel sitting on this edge, yeah, this cable will have to clear. And we had to adjust a couple of things on that panel as well underneath, where we have double layer of 18, because yeah, cables are thick and they come up and then you don't have clearance. It needs tweaking. So yeah, remote is running everywhere. I didn't have tech flex for the remote because they are usually very annoying to do with tech flex. They're really thin. If anybody moans about that, even Emma can do me a favor if they have problem with that, but people won't notice it. That cable is so thin running anywhere to the amplifiers that that's not an issue. If anybody asks what controllers we use, this is what we got now for the addressable LEDs. You will have to spin the camera probably upside down to see it. Amazon special, but it runs on 5 volt, so you have to wire it up to a little power supply. Having said that, the left hand controller runs on 12, because on that one we will only run the 12 volt output LEDs, because this controller can run 5 as well as 12 volt LEDs. So this way both of the controllers are the same, so they can connect on Bluetooth. I think it's Bluetooth, Eddie knows better, or whether it's Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. I think it's Bluetooth. It can connect to an app, and then you can access both of the LEDs, because we will have ambient lights. We will have ambient lights that wash inside of the box. We will have this panel across that will have lights on it, as well as the logo. That will be one circuit, and then the Amprex with the plexis will be another circuit. So almost there. It's just those side speaker cables that need terminating, labeling and all those things. That's not going to take long tomorrow. So hopefully by lunchtime tomorrow we will see everything in, wired up, and then we should be able to turn it on. Then after that it's going to be the push to trim everything and fit all the little things that take time. But here we are on Monday evening.